Hey there, Facebook. It's Financial Friday on Saturday. I know that it's a day late, but I wanted to give it to you anyway. And the reason is because one, it's a very interesting topic that I'm very passionate about. Two, because I think it's something that you can benefit from knowing because it's not always your fault how you deal with your money. And three, I kind of got convicted. I got called out on it because I went out last night to see my favorite brand, Grits and Jelly Butter. I love Grits and Jelly Butter. And there was a follower there who asked me, where was the Financial Friday video today? And I'm like, oh, shoot. I had some technical difficulties and some scheduling issues that prevented me from doing the Financial Friday video yesterday. And I promoted that I would because I normally do. So I'm keeping my word. And it's not Friday, it's better late than never, right? So here is your Financial Friday video. How does past money history, past money trauma affect your life and the way you handle money today? This is a very interesting topic because a lot of times we think we're making money decisions logically, and we're just not. There are three parts of your brain. There is the reptilian type brain that governs involuntary, like digestion and circulation. There's that part of your brain. Then there's the next part of your brain up from that's like the emotional brain. This is the primitive brain. Tells you fight, flight, or freeze. And then there's the logical brain. And the logical brain takes a little more time to get developed, but we learn our money history before our logical brain is fully developed, which means a lot of our money history and especially trauma is stored in our emotional brain. So we are scanning for emotions that tell us how to handle a situation, fight, flight, or freeze, right? And this is what's happening when it's time for you to make money decisions. It's not in your logical brain where it should be. And things that are in our logical brain, those trauma is in our emotional brain. The Christmas that you got that guitar, that's in our emotional brain. What you had for breakfast this morning, that's in your logical brain. You're like, oh, toast and eggs, no emotion that goes with that. Unless somebody, really sexy made this breakfast. Then there might be a little emotion, but you know what I'm saying. And what color the Uber driver's car was that you just got out of, that's your logical memory. Your money history, however, is stuck in your emotional history. And it's my job as your financial therapist to move that money history up to your logical brain. So it's not stuck and you're not scanning for your emotional brain for ways to react to this new decision. It's a brand new decision and you should handle it logically, but it doesn't always happen that way. So in the Prosperity Club, I have a course that kind of walks you through, all of the courses walk you through how to get more sound in your money decisions, but there's one specific, there are two specific ones in the mindset section that walk you through how to raise your consciousness around money, how to touch your past money history, to touch on your past money trauma so that you move that out of your emotional brain and into your logical brain. So money trauma is something like experiencing Hurricane Katrina and losing everything. Or like this new news story that's out right now about the families whose belongings were in the truck that got destroyed. So something like that is money trauma. Or having to close your business. When you have to make a decision to close your business, that's a money trauma because you're looking at your decision-making skills around making money, and you're also looking at the money that's not going to be coming in anymore, all the energy that you put towards this business. So these are These are things that are associated with money trauma. And what happens is when somebody brings up business again, you're like, no, absolutely not doing it. Or you're like, people who start businesses are crazy. So you began to see as this blanket, right? And then fight, flight, or freeze comes in and you say business run, because that is the way the primitive brain thinks. It doesn't speak in long sentences like the logical brain, very short sentences, bold print, color. Like that's why we have marketing. The marketing is appealing to our emotional brain. And so it says business bad, if you've made bad money decisions in certain situations, it goes, money decision good, money decision bad. And maybe when you look at what your parents did or what your grandparents did, you put a title on that. This is the way that you should handle money. This is not the way you should handle money. And so because that's stuck in your emotional brain, you continue to make those same decisions over and over and over and over again, right? And you're probably thinking, why can't I stop? And it's not your fault, not alone. You do have to take your responsibility. And part of taking responsibility is listening to this video right now. If you join the Prosperity Club, that's taking responsibility. If you join Prosperous Life Coaching, that's taking responsibility. Doing it the same way over and over again and expecting a different result, we all know what that is. Insanity. So you don't want to make these insane money decisions. You want to make the responsible ones. And the way that you do that is to address your past money history. So your past money history is stored in your emotional brain, but you've got to move it up to your logical brain so that you're looking at it the same way you look at what you had for breakfast or what the color of that Uber car you just got out of. Does that make sense? Great. So I'm glad we had this conversation because I want you to understand what part is on you and what part is just your upbringing. Some of it has just been lodged in your brain because that's what your grandparents told you, because that's what your parents told you, or that's what society told you. And society's not always right. Your grandparents are not always right because you know why? Because what was right for your grandparents when they were growing up probably isn't right for you right now. It's too late for us to do some of the things our grandparents did. CDs, remember CDs? Our grandparents were getting, 13% off of CDs back in the 70s and 80s. And we're not even barely getting 1%. They can't even offer CDs right now because they're so bad. So you probably can't do the same things that your grandparents did with money. But what you can do is take the temperament that they had around money, the discipline that they had around money, the responsibility that they had around money and implement that into your life. But you don't have to do exactly what they did. And that is what it takes to get control over your past money history, is to say, hey, this was my story. I recognize it. I am going to delete it and restory it, give myself a new story. And in the Prosperity Club, I walk you step by step how to do that. And it is so profound. Even in the first time you do it, you'll have to do it again and again because you don't just erase everything in the one setting. But even in the first setting that you do it, the first session, you see a difference in your behavior, your feelings around money, because money gives you a feeling, right? When you're thinking about money, when you're spending it, when you're earning it, when you're growing it, when you're gifting it, there's a way that you feel about it. And that feeling should be sometimes logical. It shouldn't even be a feeling. So we've got to get you from thinking about money on an emotional level, to thinking about money on a logical level, because that is where the most sound financial decisions happen. You with me? Great. So if you're not already part of the Presidential Lifestyle community, go on over to presidentiallifestyle.com, join the mailing list, because guess what? I'm giving away the Money Mentality Quiz. You get the Money Mentality Quiz when you join the mailing list. So go ahead and join the mailing list. And you'll get the money mentality quiz, and you'll find out whether you're a spender, a saver, a blamer, enthusiast, a hero, an artist, or maybe you're already a president and you can teach all your friends and family some things. And you can work with me and help me teach the world some things. I love that. So going over to presidentiallifestyle.com right now, join the mailing list, get your free copy of the Money Mentality Quiz. And I'll see you next Financial Friday. I promise.